Upset stomachs are one of the most common reasons that dogs come into a veterinary office. Reasons why your dog might have an upset stomach could be something like they got into the garbage, maybe you started them on a new food, new treat, or if you shared that last bit of steak with them. If your dog suddenly is having more bowel movements, or their stool is not as firm, or they're not wanting to go out as often, those could all be indications that they're suffering from an upset stomach. I'm Dr. Julie, and as a veterinarian, one of the most common things that I see patients for are gastrointestinal issues. So today we're going to talk about some tips and things that you can do to support your dog if they have an upset stomach. If your dog is having gastrointestinal issues like vomiting or diarrhea, this can be really stressful on their digestive system. So most of these tips that I'll be sharing today will be aimed at calming and rebalancing their gut health. Something your vet may recommend if your dog has been vomiting is to fast them for 12 or 24 hours. This gives your dog's digestive system a chance to rest. Make sure that even if you're fasting your dog, they always have access to plenty of water. After you've fasted your dog, you want to slowly introduce them back into a bland diet instead of putting them back on their regular food. Your vet may prescribe you a bland diet, or you can choose to make one at home. Things like boiled chicken and turkey and plain rice are easy on the digestive system, and they're a great option during this transition period. Paying attention to the number of meals you're feeding your dog can also have an effect on their gut health. Feeding smaller, more frequent meals instead of one large meal can help prevent from overloading the digestive system. This can also reduce the risk of certain digestive problems like bloat. Bloat can occur in any dog, but is more common in larger, more deep-chested dogs. And this can occur when a dog eats their meal too fast. And when they do that, they take in a lot of air and it actually causes their stomach to expand. And this expansion also puts them at risk for their gut to twist. And this can be deadly. Your dog's activity level can play a big role on their digestive health. So if they're having an upset stomach, you want to make sure that they're not participating in any intense activity. Conversely, if your dog is an active dog and they enjoy playing or running, you want to make sure that you give them a cool down period before you feed them their next meal. Being mindful of your dog's activity and feeding schedules can help put less stress on your dog's gut. If your dog has recently exercised and they're still panting, as a general rule, you want to wait until they've stopped panting before you feed them. In addition to being mindful to your dog's activity and lifestyle, you can also consider adding in some supplements. Pumpkin is a popular go-to for helping to regulate digestion. The fiber content in pumpkin can either help to firm loose stools or it can help keep your dog regular. Whenever you're introducing a new food or a supplement like pumpkin, you want to start with a small amount and gradually increase it to make sure that your dog can actually tolerate it. Probiotics are also another helpful supplement to help restore balance in your dog's gut. The good bacteria introduced with a probiotic can help with digestion and gut homeostasis. As I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure your dog stays hydrated because dehydration can worsen the effects of an upset stomach. In addition to providing clean, fresh water, you can also try giving them some warm bone broth to help aid in digestion and give them some comfort. Ginger also has anti-inflammatory and some anti-nausea properties that may also help with the symptoms of an upset stomach. Make sure you ask your vet before giving your dog any supplements, especially if they're on any medications. You can also look for a certified veterinary acupuncturist, and they may be able to provide some holistic options to help alleviate nausea and discomfort that's associated with an upset stomach. It's important to remember that every dog is different, so what works for one may not work for another. But there are a variety of things and options you can do to support your dog when their tummy's not feeling well. If your dog is having diarrhea for more than a day or two, or if they're starting to vomit, you want to make sure that you don't just rely on supplements. It's always a good idea to have them checked out by your veterinarian to get to the root of what the problem is. Chances are, at some point in your dog's life, they'll experience an upset stomach, and it's not always cause to panic. But you want to make sure that you're closely monitoring them and very mindful of their routines so you know when there's something wrong. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for another pet health video.